right, welcome back, guys. It's Solomon again from Automarkt Ninja, and today I'm going to be breaking down the framework that I've personally used to close over $1 million in ceramic coating sales. I've taught over 100 shop owners and detailers how to use this same exact framework to close ceramic coating sales, and not just ceramic coating. This framework also works for PPF. It works for tint. It works for literally whatever service that you're offering within your business. But yeah, let's get right into this, and I'm gonna break down each individual part of this framework. All right, let's get right into this. So basically the framework for the sales process is really simple. Like, I like to keep this as simple as possible for even a fifth grader would understand everything I'm about to explain right now. So the first part of this is the intro, the introduction. The second part is discovery, then solution, then close. Now, the part that I've found a lot of shop owners, detailers, where they get stuck at, where they struggle the most is the discovery. And we'll get right into that later, but let's get right into this. So the intro basically is how we start the conversation and how we connect the dots between where the customer came and what service that they're specifically trying to get. So let's say you have a customer that came in from your ceramic coating ad, or let's say you have a customer that came in from Google or wherever they submitted their information. It could be your website, it could be Instagram, and they submitted their information and their phone number to give them a call. So the intro would look something like this. This is specifically for ceramic coatings. The intro would look something like this. Good afternoon, Mr. James. I actually just saw you came in from one of my business ads on Facebook about ceramic coating your vehicle, about ceramic coating your whatever. You could even mention the vehicle that they have. So, good afternoon, Mr. James. I actually just saw you came in from one of my business ads on Facebook about ceramic coating your Lexus. What's the color of the paint, by the way? So what did I do right there? I connected where they came from and what service they're looking to get. Then I also identified the cars that they have. It's a Lexus. And what this does specifically is to create familiarity with the customer. So you don't seem like, like a stranger, like, oh, who is this person that's talking to me? The customer doesn't get that feeling of, well, how did this person get my number? Right off the bat, as soon as the customer picks up, I don't want to say, how's your day going? I don't want to say, how are you doing today? I want to get right into the message. I want to get right into what we're here to do today. Good afternoon, Mr. James. I actually just saw you came in from one of my business ads on Facebook. Good afternoon, Mr. James. I actually just saw that you submitted your information on my website about getting a ceramic coating on your Lexus. So once you've been able to identify the parts when you've been able to identify where the customer is coming from, what they're looking to get done, and just start off the conversation right with a familiar tone, like you've known them before or you've spoken with them before, this is the best way that I found to start the introduction. Then we go into the discovery. Now, the discovery is usually the part that a lot of detailers like to struggle. Well, it's not like they like to struggle with the most, but they found themselves struggling with this particular part of the sales framework the most. And the discovery is basically where we're trying to figure out now what the customer specifically needs. Now, discovery kind of like, let's take a look at it as, I'll give you an analogy. You're a doctor and the client is your patient. So when you go to the doctor's office or you go to the clinic, what are they trying to do? They're trying to ask questions. They're trying to understand what specifically is going wrong with you. But you're trying to figure out what could be the root cause of maybe you have a fever, maybe you broke your leg. So they start asking a series of questions, correct? So the series of questions that they ask is basically discovery questions. And what they want to do and what you want to do is really determine what customer A wants to get, what customer B wants to achieve. So I'll give you an example of how this would go. So, Mr. James, I saw you actually just came in from one of my business ads on Facebook about ceramic coating your vehicle. What's the color of the paint, by the way? Oh, it's black. Is this your first time looking into ceramic coatings, or are you already familiar with the ceramic coatings and how it works? And they tell you, well, you know what? I'm actually familiar with ceramic coatings. Then The customer told you they're familiar with ceramic coatings. Now, the thing that I want to ask, the question I want to ask after that is said is, so what specifically are you trying to achieve with the ceramic coating on your vehicle? Is there anything specific that you're trying to achieve with your paint in terms of protection, shine, aesthetics? You can go further and ask that question. But what I usually like to ask is, hey, Mr. James, is there anything specific you're actually trying to achieve with your vehicle at this particular time? Like, what's the goal right now? And that is my open-ended question. And what this open-ended question does is basically, it gets the customer to open up a little bit more and explain in detail what they're trying to achieve. And it's very crucial that we understand the concepts of open-ended questions and close-ended questions, or straightforward questions. I like to call it straightforward questions. Either one works. But after you ask that open-ended question, now your goal is to take all that information that the customer has given to you and figure out the next part of the framework. So after you've taken all the information that the customer is giving you, the next part is to dive right into the solution, because they have a problem, they're trying to achieve a specific goal, and you as the business owner, you as the expert, you have the solution. Now, the thing is this, when you're curating the solution has to be targeted and has to be basically connected with what the customer is specifically trying to achieve. So there has to be connection and there has to be correlation. Because if there's no connection and correlation within both parts of the framework, then how are you really going to be able to sell the customer on the fact that you can solve their specific problem? So what I like to do is this. When a customer is telling me, so, okay, I think the easiest way for me to explain this is by giving you an analogy. Let me do a quick role play. So the customer tells me, hey, well, I'm noticing a couple swirls on my paint. I'm noticing scratches. I'm noticing some imperfections here and there, and it's really bothering me, and I want to take care of this. Okay, the solution I'm going to tailor is I'm going to leave whatever benefit that the ceramic coating has to offer, and the solution I'm going to tailor to the customer is going to be specific on correcting the imperfections, swirls, and scratches. Then what I saw them after is how the ceramic coating can prevent or reduce the possibilities of the swirls, imperfections, and scratches coming back. Are you following me? The solution is not the ceramic coating. And a lot of guys think the solution is the ceramic coating. The solution is the process. And I tell my clients all the time, the solution is the process of the ceramic coating. The ceramic coating is what happens after the process has been done. Are you following me? So at the end of the day, the process is the solution is the process, because when you think about it, when a customer comes to you with a problem, whether it's scratches, swirls, oxidation, whatever it is, to fix the problem, you have to do the decontamination wash, the clay bar, the paint enhancement, paint correction, then apply the ceramic coating. So the ceramic coating comes after the process. So what most people don't understand is that they try to sell the ceramic coating first, but that's the mistake that you're making. The goal is to sell the process. But now you're not just selling the process, you're selling the process tailored to the specific problem that the customer is facing. And once you've been able to dial that in and figure that out, then it makes more sense, because now you've made the solution more probable to the customer. They know it's possible, but now you need to make it probable. It's two different things. So after you've been able to outline the solution and basically explain the solution to the customer, then you go for the close. Now the close is already going to happen. Well, when it comes to closing, some people get objections. When it comes to closing, some people have objections. Some people have questions along the way. Some people don't have any questions and they're usually ready to close. But with this exact framework, I designed it in a way where we're literally not having any objections. I don't want to have any objections, because what we've done is this. Between the discovery and the solution phase of the framework, this is where we're basically handling any objections. So between the discovery and the solution, these are the parts of the sales process where you want to be able to handle any objections that come up. So at the end of the sales framework, when it comes to the close, it's just a matter of, hey, Mr. James, what day during the week are you specifically, oh, so when it gets to the end of the sales framework, which is the close, the last thing I want to really just ask is, hey, Mr. James, what days during the week are usually free to get this done? Oh, hey, Mr. James, what day are you available to get this done? Simple. So when you follow this sales framework, try for PPF, try for ceramic coatings, try it for window tints is really direct. I don't think you really need to use this because I just go straight into asking the customers how many windows they want to get done. But ceramic coatings, PPF, even details, same thing. You're detailing, interior, exterior detailing, same thing. The same sales framework is the same sales process. Intro, discovery, solution, close. Another way to explain the discovery and the solution phase, because these are the main key parts of the sales process that really determines if the sale is going to be made or not. The discovery phase is you being a doctor and the patient and the customer is being a patient, and you're trying to figure out what specifically they're trying to achieve. And basically they're giving you as much ammunition to get closed. Then the solution part is literally when you're unloading your ammunition that you've gathered from the discovery phase. Do you understand that? Discovery phase is where the customer is giving you ammunition. Solution is where you now take all the ammunition that you've gathered and unload it, aim for your targets, and kill. Simple. So follow this sales framework. Next time you're struggling with selling a customer for ceramic coatings, PPF, window tints, or detailing. Thank you. My name is Solomon, and see you in the next video.